Right, and we are live. I'm so excited to see you today. I'm excited for what you have to share with everybody, y'all. Before Ann comes in and starts shining her brightness and greatness and awesomeness to us, her funness, right? Is that a word? We decided we're going to have fun with y'all today. So, um,
Yes.
we believe in fun. Fun should be a part of everything that we do, especially when it comes to building a business, which is what you're going to talk about. And as you can see on the ticker here today, we're going to talk about how you can create your seven-figure lifestyle-led brand on demand, and how Ann has helped so many people do this. And she's got a really cool, super cool system for helping you with it. And she's going to dive into that today. So y'all are in the right place. This is going to be awesome. And it is so fun to see you. I'm glad we got to get together. So tell everybody who you are real quick, and then we're going to dive into this.
Absolutely. Thank you, Evans. It's good to be here. And yes, fun is literally my word for 2024. So, a little background on me. I'm a designer by trade, and I have built now, I think, 14 lifestyle led brands in the online space. And I love doing it for ourselves and then also helping other people do the same thing so they can get their life back. They can get their time back. They can not blow up their family. So that's a
I
little
love
background
it.
on me.
So
It's
they
just
can
fun.
so they can have fun, right? I mean, like
Yeah,
that's it, right? So yes, I love it. So sorry, I'm just putting your name in here so everybody can remember who you
absolutely.
are as we run this through. We need
Absolutely.
people to know your name, right? They
Yes.
need to know that they need to not for they won't forget you after we're done with this. So make sure everybody that you stick around, because at the end, Ann's got something super cool she's going to share with you. We actually were off camera chatting about some stuff yesterday, and I'm so super excited for this interview today because I know the lives that you've helped change. I know there's a lot of people that are coming through life where they just don't feel connected with what they're doing, right? In a way, like from the inside out, they don't feel the calling, they don't feel rewarded, they don't feel like they're growing. And you help people do all that while they have fun. So let me ask you, what inspired you to start doing this and start helping people this way?
Well, have you ever been in that space, Evans, where you feel like you're living somebody else's life? You're trying to be somebody that it's not really you. And maybe you're working 24/7, you're kind of in that hustle, what they call the hustle and grind culture. You're in that space. And way back in the day before I got started, that's kind of where I was. I was working as a designer. I was also a stay-at-home mom. I was in that space where I felt like I had all these plates spinning and none of them actually felt like I was the real me. And so I was on this searching place. I knew I wanted to contribute. So it's like, like it's Evans servepreneur, right? And so you want to
Hmm.
serve and you want to give back and you want to fulfill that call in your life. But at the time for me, I was just under it. I was, working, traveling, not making a ton of money and trying to be somebody and something that I wasn't. And that's kind of how I got started in what we like to call lifestyle led brands. And it's basically like you have a different lifestyle than I do, right? Somebody
Mm,
else has a different lifestyle than I do. And we basically help you build the brands that fit the real you.
wow. So you're telling me that what you offer is something that it doesn't make you conform to it, but it conforms to you and your unique self.
100% yes. And that's actually the
Oh,
secret sauce. Like that,
mm,
you being the real you is actually the secret sauce of how we get to 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures, and beyond.
I love that. Gosh, so I mean, how many of you watching this as an entrepreneur or wherever you? I know I was looking in my. I wasn't looking at calling anybody. I was looking to make sure we were live, and I saw my group. People were in there seeing this, and I'm just asking y'all because I'm looking at y'all now. But how many of y'all know that when you get into this game of entrepreneurship or you want to build your own business, that you feel like you have to follow somebody's system, and sometimes it doesn't work out. And what you're telling me, which I think is so powerful, I'd never heard this before. Honestly, I haven't really heard this before. Um, you don't have to be so rigid, and that's often why you don't succeed. And this flexibility of fitting you within the framework that conforms to your unique self and gifts, and talents is the powerful. That's super powerful. That is so cool. So here's the thing: you can't not tell us about it now that you've opened this can of worms. And so please, if you would, can you share a little bit about how this process works? Because I'm totally intrigued now. You got me bought in 100%.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been to an event where you felt like the complete fish out of water? You're like, I'm going to do this entrepreneur thing. I'm going to build my business. You sign up for an event because everybody says, hey, that's the guru guy or that's the guru gal. You got to go. And you show up and you're like, I do not belong here. And you feel almost like you're wearing somebody else's clothes or you're trying to be somebody that you're not. Well, that's really where the whole thing started for me. And because I had known, okay, I'm going to do this online thing, and I'd signed up for this event, this small mastermind. And I get in the room, and to say I was a fish out of water and feeling really uncomfortable in my own skin was an understatement. And so I went on this discovery path to try to figure out, hey, is there a way that I can actually do this as me? Like, I don't want to be, it would be like, can you imagine if you asked a duck who's really good in water to run a marathon? Like, not a good idea. And yet a lot of times in the entrepreneurial space, everybody's like, yeah, have to do it this way. So we all run over there. And then they're like, you have to do it this way. And we all run over there. And none of it actually works for us. The only person it works for is the person telling us, right, to go run that way. And so that led me on this big discovery to come up with a system that I actually call your DNA system, because your DNA, Evans, is different than mine. The season you're in life is different than mine. And I wanted to create a framework. I really wanted to design a framework. And that's my background. I'm a designer by trade. So I went into this vortex of trying to design something that if you applied it, it worked for you as you. So, if Sally, who's a stay-at-home mom, if she applied it, it worked for her. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yes. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay. So I basically went on this journey, and I was like, okay, so I came up with this framework. I actually literally call it the DNA framework. And silly as this sounds, where this is a dress, it's stretchy. So I'm wearing it today because just now, Evans, you're not going to put on a dress. But if you had a stretchy dress, this would fit all different types of bodies and shapes and all sorts of different things. And it's the same kind of principle with our system. And so I was like, awesome, I got it. I'm going to come up with this, with the 4 core decisions. There are 4 core decisions that each of us needs to make. And I was like, I got it. And I started to build out a brand, and I was like, I don't got it. I got started. I'm like, tanked. And specifically, I did this with one of our holiday decor brands. It was like, what's wrong? I thought I got it. And it didn't work. And I was like, okay, so back to the drawing board. And I was like, all right, well, different niches. Like, you're in the podcasting space, Evans. You're in the coaching space. That space performs differently than the design space, right? Or let's say the health space. But there are some common threads. And so I came up with this other thing. It was like, okay, we're going to navigate the specific niches. Okay. And I was like, awesome, I got it. Got my decisions. I'm like, okay. I navigate the niche. And then I was like, I don't got it. I created this whole brand, and I'm like, what is wrong here? And then there was this final piece, Would you like to know what the final piece is? Because
I think we do. Yes. I'll ask y'all. Like I'm looking at my blank throne now. It's like, would you like to learn the final piece? Yes, they want to. I know they do.
Okay. So this was really weird. So let me tell you a funny story as I unpack this final piece. So I had this brand that I built out. I was a lifestyle person, a designer, and I got paid to like do blog posts and kind of be an influencer before influencers were even a thing. And there was this one time I got paid in a set of, no joke, pots and pans. This big national, international brand actually sent me a thank you gift as this really expensive set of pots and pans. And I had this aha, the third piece of the system. And the third piece of the system was, you actually have to understand the opportunities. You have to assign the opportunities for monetization. So each one of your niches has 3 broad ways you can monetize. And that was the linchpin, as Russell would say. That was the final piece for me. And I was like, we got it. We finally got it. So
I love that. And so when you had the aha moment, and here's what I love what you shared with that, right? It was not just some like, hey, you just were able to pick up a book and say, oh, there's 3 steps I can go do it, right? You learn from actually doing. You're not you didn't get Chat GPT to create this for you. It was learned by real doing, right? You earned it. Yeah. Right? You earned it through the struggle, and you earned it through the success, and you were able to, as you and I have talked, if you want to share real quickly, you're able to sort of transfer it to others as well to help them be successful, right?
Yes, yes. In fact, I was going to say, these are not Chat GPT wrinkles here. These are like the hard one, real deal. So the transferable piece is super cool, because one of the things I did was I took the system and I was like, okay, let's see if we can actually apply this to a bunch of radically different, really, niches. And that's exactly what we've done for our own businesses, like my own in-house businesses, as well as we have clients in like hockey. We have clients who are off of Wall Street who are looking to create pitch decks for investors. And we're funneling all of them into the same DNA system, the DNA piece, because they have to like understand, what are the core decisions? What does your niche need? And then how are you going to actually measure the opportunities for monetization, right? So, a pitch deck is going to get an investor. A hockey brand is going to get a new client, right? An influencer, right? Someone who just wants to be a lifestyle influencer is going to get paid in sponsorships and sometimes pots and pans. So
right.
That's the fun part, right? There's this whole discovery piece of it. I mean, I love it. I have fun with it. So
yeah, no, I was like, pots and pans are probably better than a bunch of Tupperware. So, right.
Yes, they are. They are.
No, I love that. Absolutely. And the one thing that I find that's really super powerful for those of you listening, and I'll share this, right? You mentioned the word decision. You have to make a decision to move forward. And what you do is like, you help these people come to a decision that is their own. You're not deciding for them. They're deciding for themselves. And you're just giving them the framework, which I like to rhyme. So let's call it precision, right? Not perfection, but precision, where they now have the ability to not avoid those things you shared with us earlier, the setbacks, the obstacles, and move forward much quickly. So you're able to get these people to, from your experience of the struggle and bumping into things, like the running into walls in the middle of the night when you can't see, these kind of things that come up for us entrepreneurs. And now they're able to take your experience and your framework, plug themselves into it, but move much quicker because they can avoid all those nonsense and the obstacles and that helps eliminate a lot of self-doubt too, I would believe, as well. So that leads me to the next question I'd ask you, because it sounds like even with people who come from all walks of life, right? Different levels of success.
Yes.
Now they see this roadmap in front of them, this DNA framework that has been proven to work over and over again. What prevents people sometimes from still moving forward and getting the kind of success that we know we all deserve?
That's a great question, Evans. So I have a saying to help us get through this biggest objection. So if I can share that saying with you, and then whoever's watching this interview, I want you to say this with me. Let me say it first. So we have to make peace with me, right? Meaning yourself. And that whole process of one of the biggest things we come up against with people, especially as they're building things in the online space, is imposter syndrome, right? I don't feel like I fit or I belong. Another one is, and I'm scared that it's going to pull on me. Like I'm a stay-at-home mom, or I'm a dad working 2 jobs already, or I just retired. I'm tired. And it's making, right? It's making peace with who we are in any given particular season. So helping people overcome that, it's actually one of the first things that we do in our system. We have a whole ethos method that we actually apply to this first step to really get you to a place of peace with me.
I
Meaning
love that.
you,
So,
right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
are you telling
You're gonna
me?
say.
Yeah. Are you telling me that, like, I don't just need to hire the guru and the expert
Oh,
with the course is not going to just fix everything for me?
nope,
Um,
nope.
Sometimes it's an inside job. And what I know, but in all seriousness, those of you watching, um, imagine what it's like whenever you step into something new, right? What does that feel like to you? It feels a little discomforting. It feels a little stressful. It feels a little scary, right? But what you shared and what I think is really super powerful is that you know that's like one of those sort of hand grenades that prevents people from being their true authentic self and being successful with the lifestyle brand. So you solved that problem for them. So imagine what it would feel like the opposite, as if you stepped into something new, but instead of it being pitch black dark in there, you didn't know if you were stepping off a cliff or if there were we have alligators right out here, so that's why alligators are waiting to bite your leg off or something. Instead, there's this big bright light and this warmth and inviting space that helps you move into this new phase and this new business with support and help, right? Which we all need. I think that's super powerful. Well, besides that imposter syndrome, because I think that is one of the biggest ones, what's something else that holds people back, that prevents them from moving forward?
So I think, one of the things that we've seen, as even I've built brands and other people have built brands, is a lot of times people say, "Ann, I don't have any time." Right? I'm in that space where, and I'll just use 2 extreme examples, because we work with people who are in the corporate space, like high-powered executive corporate types who want to create a new brand, or they want to, get a round of angel investing. And I just did an interview with a group of stay-at-home moms. So the beauty of the system is that it tackles where you are. But both of those groups have time issues. And so there was one brand that I built, and it's actually a meditation brand. We're still in a trademark piece of it, so I'm not going to share the name of it. But I want you to just picture this for a second. I had about 6 hours where I had to get the brand entirely wireframed out, including a physical t-shirt design, a online deliverable, a free lead gen product, and a high ticket offer. So I had to get the entire product suite for a trademark piece, and I had 6 hours. And so I told my husband, I was like, clear the decks, take the dogs, take the phones. Like, I'm just going to dial in. And I literally, Evans, I picked up my own manual the ultimate
Nice.
7-figure online lifestyle brand guide. I picked up this actual manual and I was like, boom, boom, boom. And so the time piece is one of the constraints that I hear a lot. And I just don't have time. And I'm like, friend, do you have 6 hours? And they're like, I think I have 6 hours. And I'm like, let's say you're really bad at making decisions. Let's say you're like, you don't even know where to start, right? Because I've been in that place. It's like, do you have 24 hours? Okay. So in that sense, we developed a step by step by step framework to handle the time piece.
Mm, yes, I love that. It's and what you offer, which I want people to see the big picture too, right? Not only do you give them this super cool framework to give them back their time, but you're actually creating time, right? You're creating time once they step into this new lifestyle led brand, because as you shared in the beginning, just to circle back, they get to decide how they want to live their life and plug that life into the business rather than the business dictating the life. And that's
That's
just,
huge.
yes, that's it's
Evans,
super huge.
that is the key, because how many times have you and I been in a situation where we really would like to do something, but we look around at our family, maybe our relationships need some care, our, family needs some care, and we just don't have that much. And the whole basis for the lifestyle led brand piece is that we look at our current season in life. So where are we in that season? Are we stay-at-home mom? Do we have teenage kids? Are we recently retired? Are we taking care of aging parents? What season are we in? And we take it
Mm,
and we fit it into our current lifestyle. We're
mm.
not going to make a duck run a marathon, right? We're not we're just not going to do that. And like I actually believe that that's the way we're designed to be. It's that way everybody shows up as the real them. We're
Mm.
not just a bunch of clones, if you will. you know we dress different, we sound different, we live different, we look different, and that's the symphony. That's the beauty of it. That's why I love it so
Mm.
much.
Oh gosh, I love that. And it's the, your family, your loved ones, yourself, you deserve to have this time to enjoy life and have fun, right? Let's just put a loop on it and go back to the beginning, just to have fun and enjoy life. And this is one way to do it. And I can tell you from experience, if you are if you're already in the corporate lifestyle and you're like grinding out, already, but like a lot of people thinking, hey, I'm just going to be an entrepreneur and I'll have so much time. And I'm going to share with you from experience, if you don't follow the right frameworks, get with the right person who can guide you, you will end up working twice as much as you did before. And you will one day you'll go, wait a minute, what happened? And so that's what I think is so powerful about this. So, Ann, I know you said we teased them at the beginning and said you had something cool you wanted to share with them at the end. So what is next? What should they do next now that they've heard all about this amazing framework and system and the powerful ways that it's helped others?
So we have actually put something together specifically for you listening right now. So we have a 5-day challenge, and we have extended a VIP option for you that is only available to you on the link. And we even created a simple link for you. So you're going to go to bit.ly.com/simply7figures. bit.ly/simply7figures.
Yes,
And
you can see it going there. We'll try to
go
drop
in
it in
there.
some of the places too. But yeah,
Yeah, we'll
but
we'll we'll try to drop it in some of the chats, but it's a 7-figure lifestyle challenge. And we've created a space for you to come in as a VIP because you've listened to this. And we're just going to spend some time together. And we have one goal, and that is to help you wireframe out your unique DNA system for your current lifestyle season for your 7-figure lifestyle brand.
Wow, super powerful. I love it. It's going to be fun. I mean, you can see Ann's energy, and is Patrick going to be involved at all? Is he going to be a
Patrick
part of
will
this?
absolutely be involved. He'll be kind of behind the scenes for those of you who don't know. He's like my secret sauce behind the scenes. Um,
Yeah, so
so
that's it. It's
really
worth the
cool.
ticket there. You get both of them for the price of one. It's definitely worth going. But I would say go check out the challenge. Go spend some time there. Learn about this, because to me, I've heard a lot of different people share what they offer, what they have to put out there into the world. And one of the things that I absolutely love, and I know that you will appreciate, those of you watching, listening, is that you don't have to adapt yourself to a system. You allow your DNA to come through and just have the system wrapped around it that brings out the best and gives you success. So I was trying to slow that down to a Ducks marathon running pace, but the ticker is just moving along.
All good.
So it's like a duck sprinting to the next pond. But if you have any questions, and is it okay if they just sort of tag you in the comments,
Absolutely.
or even me, and we'll try it. I'll come into the feeds where we have this going out, and I'll drop the link in there for those of you, because I know some of you are just dying to get over there and check it out. So give us the dates again, and the times, and one more wrap up, and then we'll get going.
Absolutely. So we run this challenge pretty much where we're running it on March 18th. And we will go ahead, and if for some reason you missed that date, we'll be running it again. But I want to encourage you, we've made a
Mm,
special offer for you for this one starting March 18th. So here's what I want you to
awesome.
imagine: getting into the challenge, spending a couple hours with us during the challenge. And at the end of the challenge, you can actually breathe a sigh of relief because you're not trying to fit your idea into somebody else's structure. You actually just get to be you. So you don't have to be somebody else in order to prosper. It's actually by being you, you will prosper. You're more likely to
Mm.
prosper. So it's fun. We have fun. We laugh. Maybe we
Yes, I
should.
can I can imagine. I'm ready to come now myself, just because I want to experience the energy. So, but yes, I love it 100%. So go check it out, everybody. Thank you, Ann, for coming on and sharing. This has been really fun to
Thank you.
hang out with you, and I know that this will be super, super valuable to those of you that are feeling pulled towards this. Don't second thought, don't put it off.
Yeah,
Go
don't
get
miss
your ticket now, right? Get it now, because you know how life will take you away. And if you're feeling that urge, and you're feeling that little voice say, this sounds sort of cool, then go do it. Do it now, right? As one of our fun friends would say quite often. So, and I
Yes.
appreciate you. Tell Patrick I said, hey, and this has been awesome. And I will talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Evans.